In this lesson, we are going to talk about different angle relationships and see some different examples of problems you might have to solve involving angle relationships. So this first question says, find the measure of the supplement to each angle. Well, we've learned that supplementary means that the angles add up to 180 degrees. So we basically need to know 74 plus what number equals 180 degrees. And we can figure that out by doing 180 minus 74. So we're going to go ahead and work that out, and we get 106 degrees. Okay, so if we find the supplement to 24, the same thing. We need to know 24 plus what number equals 180 degrees. So to figure that out, we would do 180 minus 24. And when we do that, we get 156 degrees. All right, so the next one, to find the supplement of 145, we would do 180 minus 145. And when we subtract, we would get 35 degrees. So that's how you find the supplement to an angle. All right, the next one says find the measure of the complement of each angle. Well, complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. So we basically need to know 39 plus what number equals 90 degrees. So to do that, we need to do 39, we need to do 90 minus 39. So if we work that out, we get 51 degrees. For this one, we need to know 87 plus what number equals 90 degrees. So again, we need to do 90 minus 87 degrees, and that gives us 3 degrees. And so for the last example, we would have to do 90 minus 43 degrees, which would give us 47 degrees. So that's how you find the complement of an angle. All right, so the next thing you might be asked to do is to find some different angles when given a complex problem like this one, okay? So basically they're asking us to find angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. We need to figure out all of these angles. Okay, so the first thing I notice in this diagram is this is 28 degrees, and angle 2 is vertical to that, so that means angle 2 must also be 28 degrees. So we just figured out one of them. The next thing I notice is this is a 90-degree symbol right here. So this entire angle equals 90 degrees. If this piece is 28, then we need to know 28 plus what number equals 90. So if we do 90 minus 28, that will give us what's left over. So those are complementary angles, so we're basically finding the complement. So that means angle 3 must be 62 degrees. Okay. The next thing I notice is that, again, this is a 90-degree symbol, and this is a straight line. So the whole angle here is 180 degrees. Well, if this half is 90, then the other half is 180 minus 90. Oops, I'm sorry, we don't have to borrow there. From here we do. So we get 90 degrees. So angle 4 would have to be 90 degrees. And we still need to find angle 1. Well, we know that this is 28, and the whole angle from here to here would be 180. So if we do 180 minus 28, that will give us what's left over, and we'll know what angle 1 has to be. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract these two. So angle 1 must be 152 degrees. So you just really have to reason through and look at what you're given and then figure out what you can find out from there. So looking at the next one, letter B, again, we need to find angle 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm just going to write them off to the side. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. So we need to figure out all of these. Okay, so the first thing I notice is that they give us this 44-degree angle right here. And they also tell us that this is 90. So the whole thing's 90. So if we do 90 minus 44, we will be able to figure out what's left over. So we have 46 degrees left over. So angle 1 is 46 degrees. The next thing I notice is that angle 3 is vertical to angle 44. And vertical angles are always congruent. So if this is 44, then angle 3 must also be 44 degrees. Okay, and let's see, what else can we figure out? So this is a 90-degree angle right here, and the whole thing from here to here would be 180. So this leftover angle 2 would be 180 minus 90, which is also 90 degrees. So angle 2 is 90 degrees. And then using similar reasoning, from here to here is 180. So if we know that this is 44, then we would do 180 minus 44 to figure out what's left over. So that means angle 4 must be 136 degrees. So those are a couple of examples of how you can break apart some diagrams like this and find. Okay, here's a couple more. So these get a little bit more complicated. So on these, what you have to do is look at how they're asking us to find x. And x is not just simply an angle. This angle is x plus 50, and this angle is 2x. So what we have to do is figure out how those two given angles are related. Well, those are vertical angles. And vertical angles are always congruent or the same. If they're the same, they're equal to each other. So what we can do is set them equal. So x plus 50 must be the same as 2x. And then all you have to do is solve the equation. So we have variables on both sides, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. And we get 50 equals x. Then and actually that's it. We can stop because now x is alone. So we now know what x equals. In letter B, 2x and 3x make a straight line, which means they are supplementary. Okay, and if they're supplementary, it means they add up to 180 degrees. So 2x plus 3x equals 180 degrees. So to solve this, we're going to add these together and get 5x. And then divide both sides by 5. And then we need to do 180 divided by 5. Top dog goes in the doghouse. So 5 goes into 18 3 times. 5 goes into 36 times. And so the answer is 36. So x equals 36 degrees. We'll take a look at 2 more examples like that because I know these can be kind of tough. So again, if you take a look at this picture here, notice the straight line that is formed. So that means from here all the way around equals 180 degrees. So if we add all the angles together, we would get 180 degrees. So our equation is going to be 3x plus 7 plus, this is the 90-degree symbol, plus 4x minus 15. It should all equal 180 degrees. So to solve, we need to combine our like terms. So we get 7x. 7 and 90 is 97, minus 15 is 82, so plus 82 equals 180. Okay, so now we're going to subtract 82 from each side. So 7x equals 96. And then divide both sides by 7. So x equals So 7 goes into 26 3 times. I feel like I might have made a mistake. Let me just double check my work here. 3x plus 7 plus 90 equals 4x minus 15. So we combine our like terms. We get 7x. 7 plus 90 is 97. Minus 15 is 82. Positive 82. So subtract 82 from both sides. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I totally did this part right here wrong. So if I subtract here, 10 minus 2 gives me the 8. And then this is a 7, and 17 minus 8 is 9, so it's 98. Alright, so when I do my long division, that was totally incorrect. So let me do that off to the side over here. So we're going to do 98 and 7. So 7 goes into 9 one time, and 7 goes into 28 4 times. And we subtract and get 0. That makes more sense. So x equals 14. Sorry about my mistake. Okay, so letter D, we have one more example to look at. And in this one, you see this 90-degree symbol. So 2x plus x together makes 90 degrees. So what I need to do is add the two equations, x plus 2x, and set it equal to 90 degrees. And then we're going to solve. So x plus 2x is 3x. Okay, and then I would divide both sides by 3. So x equals 30. That one was a little bit more simple. So those are some examples of different ways that you might be asked to solve some problems involving angle relationships.